Hello, my name is Gregor Steinmaurer, and I want to invite you today to this upcoming workshop, The Right to Be, and share a bit more what this is about. So in this work, we're going to explore together what it means to really be fully alive, and what are all the situations and experiences that kind of influence, shape, or also challenge this natural right to be. And with fully alive, I mean the place where I am open to the beauty and to the challenges of life, and at the same time have the capacity to have my feet on the ground, my heart open, and my mind kind of curious and interested. And like most people on this planet, you also know moments when you're not in this state, but you feel maybe isolated or disconnected or remote from your power and from your motivation. And this is what we want to explore in this work, to kind of bring awareness and strengthen the places where our life is already moving, where we have power, and also to bring awareness and kind of support to the places where we feel life is not moving, or we are kind of stuck, or there maybe are painful repetitions going on again and again. And this is really important also in the aspect of embodiment, and which helps for relationship and being able to use my power to shape and influence my life, and also the life of others, and to kind of choose the life I want to live. And for this, I find it incredibly helpful to understand that we're not just this isolated kind of separate beings, but that our life is really interconnected with the life of our ancestors. And like in nature, we all have roots. Our family, our origin is kind of like the ground on which we stand on. And from this ground, through our ancestors, we receive life, we receive support, we receive energy, and we kind of also inherited at the same time also certain patterns or even traumas that are still influencing us, even though that has happened maybe long before we were even born. And people feel this as symptoms in their life without mostly even knowing that this is something that connects them to their family of origin or to their field of ancestors. And this can be just feelings of a constant feeling of feeling not good enough, or something's wrong with me, or that I don't get my feet really on the ground, I don't feel any love or creativity in my relationships, in my work, or in the things that I really want to do in this life. And or many of other symptoms that can appear as symptoms that actually belong to the field of ancestors. And any of these things are also a possibility to inquire deeper and to kind of learn to listen to life deeper, what it is that it wants to tell us. So it's a bit like learning this language of life, but more directly and without getting so much lost in the translation, as it very often happens. So in this work, we have this kind of look of where do we come from, and at the same time give energy to where do we want to go. And for this, we use systemic constellation work, which you maybe have heard of or even have experienced, but in a very embodied and especially also in a very resource oriented approach, because we want to bring this really back into our bodies again and again. And for this, I use and bring into this work this very helpful tools and the understanding of trauma healing that tells us that we can use our bodies as ways to change the past, and that we can really create new experiences when we relate and look back, and not get kind of stuck in the old loops and not get overwhelmed again and again. So it's like looking back into the past, but in a way that allows us to look towards our own future and towards where we want to go with kind of fresh ideas and with new clarity. And in the work, we'll be working with rituals, constellations, and practices, also individually, but also as the whole group where everybody participates, to strengthen this feeling and this experience that we're all part of a vast interconnected web of life, and that we can explore together these fields of our ancestors and regather connection and strength from these places. And one very important guiding light in this work for me is meditation and awareness. Because we're, as I said, deeply connected to our roots, but when we really see what had happened, we are not anymore bound to repeat what has happened before us. And it means when we really see the pain and the power of the people that came before us, we kind of have a chance to become more free, more accepting, and also more connected at the same time. And this gives us an experience that life is not anymore this fight for our place or attention, but more opening a natural recognition that we are welcome in this life, and that we have the right to be as we are, and that we have the freedom to choose where we want to go and how we want to use this gift of being alive. So if you feel called to join this exploration and to deepen the relationship with yourself, with your origin, with your families in a new way, and to kind of bring some restoration to this experience, you're very welcome. And I would be really happy to meet you in this.